Hi, welcome everybody. It's Peter du Toit and it's SoccerBeat, and I'm here to talk to you about what's hot and trending in the South African soccer front right now, the latest news, and why now is the time to talk about it, because the transfer window starts, guys, in January. And believe me, they don't start in January with a phone call. Hi, guys, it's January. Let's talk transfer news. The work, the real work for the transfer window starts now, November, December, 2 months before that transfer window. This is where the agents, the players, and the clubs do their hard work so they can announce the things and conclude the deals during the transfer window. And as you know, I've been in this game for nearly 40 years. I know all the players, well, not all the players, all the agents. I know relations with the club owners and the players and their families. And let me talk to you what's happening, what should be happening or could be happening in this new transfer in January. The deals that have been spoken about now, particularly at Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, the big three, the three clubs that interest all of you most. Guys, before I get into it, what I always want to know, we always want to know what interests you most. And if transfer news is very important for you, which I think it is, but let's confirm it. If it's important for you, press the subscribe button, the like button, so that we know this show got a lot of likes and a lot of subscribers and it's something that you want to see more and more of. And also let me know your comments in the comment section, which players you'd like to know what's happening with, and your comments on these transfers, and I'll answer them myself personally. That's a promise. So let's get right into it, guys. And the club I'm going to start off with right now is Orlando Pirates. And I'll also tell you when I give you this news, if I've spoken to a particular agent or a club or a player, or this is I've heard and I can't mention names. So I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I'm not afraid to give you guys the news. Right. So a player that I can tell you right now, I think something's going to happen in this transfer window, one way or the other, is Mabasa from Orlando Pirates. So what is the situation with Mabasa and Orlando Pirates? Number one, officially, his contract comes to an end at the end of this season. What does that mean? That means if he has not signed a new contract with Orlando Pirates by the 1st of January, he's free to negotiate a contract with any other club and conclude that contract with a starting date for next season. So I can tell you, I've spoken to the agent, in fact, just before this show, to make 100% certain my facts. There is no official deal on the table for Mabasa. That actually surprises me. No official deal on the table for Mabasa. People have thrown figures around, and I suppose this will probably happen, or should be happening, in my opinion. He's a quality player, even though he's 28 years old. There could be an offer made by Pirates to Mabasa before the transfer window opens, which would make business sense. Or if the numbers are too far out, they may be accepting that, look, they've got younger players coming through. As you can see, the squad is definitely getting younger, and they don't mind letting him go. And then I can tell you now, there are clubs interested in Mabasa, but we'll keep in close contact with club and player and coach, an agent, and we'll bring you news as and when something changes. But right now, he has not signed a new contract. There's no actual even contract on offer, but numbers have been thrown around. That's a big one. I can also tell you Mbule, officially, some of you may know this, his contract at the end of this season, if Pirates like what he's doing, he'll get a 2-year contract extension. That's also from his agent directly. The way things are going, it would look to me that it's a mere formality if he continues the vein of form that he's currently got and the attitude and so on and so forth. But we know with Mbule, he's got to bring himself to the party, and it looks like he's doing it. And it'd be interesting what happens in this AFCON. He could actually, it could be the miracle of Mbule, he could actually play himself into an overseas move. I'm not sure whether Pirates would allow that or not. But a contract extension awaits him at the end of the season. Pirates could extend it before the end of the season, but I don't think they will. I think they'll wait till the very end. What I can also tell you, staying with Pirates, I get lots of contacts from overseas journalists and overseas agents because I've been in this game a long time, because I was ex-player. A lot of these guys know me from a long time ago. I have had phone calls from overseas media and agents asking me, what is Mofokeng really like? What's Mbokazi really like? What's Appollis really like? They want to know. There is interest. And I can tell you all three players if they're in the AFCON squad, which I'm sure they will be closely watched by overseas teams. And don't be surprised if offers come to Pirates. That's not to say that they'll say yes to them. Obviously, they already turned down offers on Mofokeng, as I believe. I can tell you now, the talk about Appollis is huge. But that's a separate issue. I also think, and this is just my opinion, there's no facts behind what I'm going to say right now. Everything else I told you with the facts behind it. I wouldn't be surprised if Pirates loan out a number of players in this transfer window, because the huge squad had a lot to do with obviously being in CAF. And now that they're out of CAF, I wouldn't be surprised. And I'd like to see youngsters like Danson actually go to a club where he's going to play regularly and become a senior player at the club. He'll come back with more experience. I think Kwaiba could go as well, Radio Pan as well. Let's jump to Mamelodi Sundowns. An item that surprised me, I haven't had this confirmed, that Reyners has had an offer from overseas. I can't see Sundowns letting a prolific goal scorer like him go. But I've also heard murmurings from within that they may, if the price is right, they could. So, guys, that is, I'm giving you a hearsay. I didn't get that directly. Someone in the know told me that. And something that I will keep my eye out on, or SoccerBeat will keep our eyes and ears out open on that. A fantastic player. I cannot see why they let him go before CAF. But who knows? Players that are definitely talked about, and there is contact with the clubs, with Sundowns, is Letlhaku. I know the agent well. Rob Moore's the agent there. They had offers on the table that that Sundowns didn't accept. There is a good chance of an elevated offer coming for the player, especially in this transfer window. And if I was Sundowns, I would let a player like him go on loan overseas. I think it'll only benefit the player and the club. That's my personal opinion, because he's not a regular. And if you're playing regularly overseas, he could come back to Sundowns a better player with more experience, or they could sell him on because he's proved himself overseas. It's a Portuguese club, a well-known club. Tiwani, I believe, has also had offers from the agent side. He's also had offers from overseas. Again, here's a player who's down the pecking order. I think he's a super player, and either Sundowns should have him as a regular, or I think they should let him go, certainly at the very least, on a loan period. And also talk that Keegan Johannes will definitely go on a loan move in this next transfer window. A player that's also had interest from overseas, by the way, I can tell you now. And again, I would let this youngster go because he'd come back with more experience. I'd let him go on a loan move. Is Malani Kakane, a good under 20. I think it'd be very important for Sundowns. And I think the same applies for, I know the agents have told me, that Maseko's agent, that they want the player to have more game time. So I think with players like Mabena, Maseko, Johannes, Kakane, Tiwani, and Letlhaku, if they're not going to be regulars in that 18-man squad, 20-man squad, Sundowns should look at loaning them out. Not all of them, but a portion of them, to come back with more experience or to get them overseas exposure. And finally, let's jump to Kaizer Chiefs. So Kaizer Chiefs, not as much activity, what I'm hearing on the transfer front, because they've done a lot of business going into the season, and even getting Mayo there and getting players fit again. But I'm told, and this is not factual, this is what I'm told, I haven't double-checked this thing, the word going around is that if they don't have if they get knocked out of the cup, don't be surprised if Shinga and Chislett get loaned out to give them more game time. I know Ismail Toure has been offered to the club, centre-back, and if Dortley, his injury is going to be extended and he's unlikely to come in the second half of the season, that's something they could look at. It would give them 4 decent centre-backs, and I think don't be surprised if that deal happens. Again, depends what's happening in Africa. An issue that is not an issue right now that could develop into an issue is Kele. If he doesn't get regular game time, I see potential there that the player may want to go where he can definitely get more game time. He joins Chiefs not only because he loved the club and it's a big club, but also national team exposure, and that's not really happening right now for him. Something that I'm going to watch closely for all of you out there is the performance of Kaizer Chiefs under the new coaching duo, because they're under pressure to do well. They've got until the end of the season, and again, they may have until the end of the season, but results will determine the action the club takes during the season. So let's watch that one very closely. And then lastly, a player that has just got back into the Bafana squad after injury, Yaya Sitole. Whispers are that he wants to come back to South Africa, in particular to get himself fully in recognition for the World Cup, and obviously play, regular game time in front of Bruce and Hallman and Grant Johnson. So, and this is what I've been told, but I haven't been able to back this up, and I will double check this, but I'll tell you either way and stick my neck out. Don't be surprised. He would fit into a Kaizer Chiefs profile. Good holding midfielder, bring them a lot of, reminds me of Humphrey Mulwani from many years ago at Kaizer Chiefs. A super player. Rumor that he wants to come back. Outside chance, Chiefs could look at him. That's more conjecture than actual fact, but I'll be watching that one close as well. So there you go, guys. A lot on the table. There's more as well, but November, December is when all the action starts. And I promise you that I'll have my ear to the ground, my phone in hand. I'll be talking to all the agents that I know most of them. They phone me as well, including overseas agents. And when I feel there's something that is going to happen, I'll make certain I'll let you know and say, this is a good chance of happening, spoken to the agent, etc., or the club. And then I'll also let you know the stuff that I think is boiling a little bit under the radar and could come above and happen. I'll let you know those deals as well. So complete transparency, no secrets. Some will happen, some won't happen, but I'll promise you one thing, I'll keep you in the know, or we will keep you in the know. Press that subscribe button if you want more and more of these shows. Love you lots. See you soon. Cheers, guys.